Surprise, motherfucker! What's up? This is your friendly neighborhood Venger Satanis. How's it going? Okay, this video is mostly going to be about Chult and Dark Sun. So I have a new blog post up, and that is the session reports for session number 5 of my Chult campaign, which I'm calling Crystals of Chaos. And it's been going really good. I'm not going to say too much about it now because you should read the blog post of the session report if you want to know like all the juicy details. And then you can also go back to my blog and see 1 through 4. And other cool things in between. If you're not a regular reader of Venger's old school gaming blog, you should be. Because I try to post awesome stuff on a regular basis, at least once a week. So, yeah, check that out. And you can also find ordering information for the Chult trilogy. Okay, so having said that, what else is there to talk about? There it is. There is my box set of Dark Sun that I bought in 1991. I loved it. It was just something so, at the time, even now, I would say, just different. Definitely more exotic. It had kind of more of a Conan-esque, pulpy, sort of, I don't know, I would say science fantasy, even though you don't really get the sci-fi much, but it feels like that kind of like John Carter, and it feels like this could be somewhere like Dune or Tatooine. I thought it was cool, and I went along with all the tropes and whatnot of the campaign setting. Let's pull back a little bit so you can see Chult over there. Yeah, I mean the mules and the half giants and starting at 3rd level and the brutal savagery of the setting, it kind of reminded me of like Thundar the Barbarian. So I loved Dark Sun when it came out. That was, after I picked it up and read through it, that was kind of my go-to setting for a while because I just thought it was really cool. And I had friends in high school, because I was high school then, that wanted to play, and a couple bought their own Dark Sun box sets, and I played in some of their games, either one-shots or campaigns, and I remember enjoying that too. And another reason I bring it up is I learned this, I heard about it before, but I also watched the RPG Pundits video on Kyle Brink and Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, and how they find Dark Sun to be too problematic. He's got his own theories. You can watch his video if you want to find out about that. I think just having slavery built into the campaign setting is one of the things that they find problematic. And so they're not going to make any more Dark Sun stuff. And as Pundit said, that's actually a win for everybody who loves Dark Sun, because what is Wizards putting out now except god awful, politically correct, woke crap that just speaks to no one I know. It doesn't speak to me. Maybe there's some, I don't know, millennial or Gen Z people out there with the pink or the blue hair that are really into that, into the things that the Wizards of the Coast has been putting out lately, but it's definitely not me. Definitely not the people I game with or associate with. So, but Chult here definitely was influenced and inspired by Dark Sun. I put out a product a long time ago called Revelry in Torth. And that was kind of my first foray into a desert wasteland, post-apocalyptic, so inspired by Dark Sun kind of setting. But in that one, it was just endless night because all the suns had been exploded by wizards or something. And I thought that was cool for that adventure, but it just didn't grab me enough where I wanted to like keep creating within that particular sandbox, pun intended. And then years later, I came out after a bunch of other stuff and Alpha Blue. I came out with Chult. I wanted something that was kind of just a conglomeration of all the things that I love and have been inspired and influenced by everything from, like I said, Star Wars and Tatooine, Dune, Dark Sun, Rifts, Mad Max, all that sort of desert, wasteland, post-apocalyptic, Thunder the Barbarian, heavy metal, all that stuff. All the cool things that I could want, I sort of put in there. It's not exactly just like everything in the kitchen sink because when I'm creating the setting and when I'm designing an adventure or content for a new book or whatever, I pick and choose based on a number of factors what I want to include. But Chult is open enough where if I want to borrow from, that old TV show, Otherworld, I can do that. If I want to borrow from Land of the Lost, I can do that. Any number of Ice Pirates, Flash Gordon, anything. I can just throw that in there and it doesn't break the immersion. It doesn't break the campaign setting. It doesn't break the logical consistency of that world. And so, since Wizards of the Coast is not going to make any more Dark Sun, and yes, thank the gods for that, why not, if you do love Dark Sun, why not incorporate older Dark Sun material with something awesome like Chult? And so we got the Chult, and I'll just show you the trilogy quickly. You got Chult, Fuchsia Malaise right here. Ta-da! And then we also have Chult, Chartreuse Shadows. Got that going. And I still love Dark Sun. I mean, it's still sitting there, and I know that there's a lot of fans out there of people that played it when it came out and over the years following. New people that know about it but have never experienced it. It's a cool jumping off point. And I think even if you want to adhere closer to like official Dark Sun, I think if you mix Dark Sun with Chult, and Chult mixes pretty easily because it's wide open and it's vague or nebulous enough where there isn't like a strict stranglehold over the lore or the world building, or like you have to have this or you can't have that. It's tailor-made to not only pick and choose what you want in it and don't want in it, but it's built with a multiverse in mind. So my Chult campaign is not going to look anything like, well, it might look something like, but it won't be exactly like your Chult campaign or Eric Fabiashi's or the Red Room Wretched Guys, or couple, I should say. And there's a bunch of other people. Lord Mattias or Lord Mateus, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I believe he's got a Chult campaign. So, a lot of people, hundreds of people have bought the books, and so people are playing Chult, and it's made so, one isn't going to exactly be like another. Everyone is going to be unique because there's just so many opportunities and so many things that you could like add in or draw from. Or if you just use like this material mixed with a little bit of your own homebrew stuff, or if you want to mix Chult with Dark Sun, or mix Chult with Dune, or mix Chult with Alpha Blue, or mix Chult with Rifts, or mix Chult with Carcosa, and Metamorphosis Alpha, Gamma World, the Mutant Age, whatever it's called. There's just so many. Encounter Critical. Now there's Encounter Critical 3. Just so many things that you can like mix and match and combine and blend together to make the most crazy, outrageous, awesome, and unique setting, Chult setting, or just use, depending on how much Chult you want to use, which is totally up to you, obviously. There's a million ways to go with it. And that's one of the things I love about it. Back when I was running like 2 one-shots a week for like a couple of years, I treated Chult, my own Chult game, as like each session, unless this was a continuation, which was rare because they were mostly one-shots. Each session would be like its own microcosm, its own separate universe. So in some Chult games, certain things would happen, and in other Chults, it would kind of like go back to square one, or I would like skip ahead in the timeline, or, different things would happen, or maybe Chult would be destroyed by the end of the session. And then the next time I ran it, that was a different Chult in the multiverse. So lots of opportunity, lots of cool things. Definitely, if you like Dark Sun, check out Chult, because, the books are awesome. And this is such a big book. I never get over how giant this book is. It's cool. Oops, there goes some papers. It's very fancy, very gorgeous. The hardcovers, and you get things that you would never ever see. It was Wizards of the Coast. There's slavery, and there's some sleaze in there, and that's David Bowie mixed with Jared Sin, I think. Isn't that his name? I call him Jared Sin. That Full Moon Theater movie, I don't know, the name escapes me, but you got some Dune references in the pictures, and you got Chult After Dark from the Kickstarter, so it includes all types of cool, awesome stuff. It's boss. And then you get that one and that one. And when I'm running Chult, I refer to these books all the time. So I have different tables for, NPCs and encounters and dungeons and adventures and magic items and jelly bean flavors and so many of the things. So definitely recommend you buy the whole trilogy, and then you get the PDFs for free. If you already have the PDFs and you buy a Chult book or multiple Chult books, then I usually offer a bonus PDF of something you don't have. Because I always try to, work with people and make the customer happy. I like to think of the customer as my friend, and that the customer's not always, but usually right. And so if someone wants something that's not a huge ask, just like in my role-playing games, I at least consider it. And I work with people. Like if you're on a serious budget, and you can't afford, whatever the price for all 3 books, but you want to do, I don't know, a series of videos on your YouTube channel or on your blog post or something like that. If you have a blog that you do session reports or reviews or something like that. And, you know, money's tight right now, which I totally get. And you need some sort of discount or something like that, you know, just ask. We'll work something out. Or if you're going to be at a convention, if you're going to be next month at Gary Con, I can have the books. I can just hand them to you, and that'll save me $10 right there on the shipping. So yeah, all types of things. And if you can't use PayPal, just message me, let me know, and I will put a link in the description down below with the details of how you can order. And just email me, let me know what you're thinking. If for whatever reason you have Chult, but you want 2 copies of Fuchsia Malaise and then Chartreuse Shadows, you know, just let me know. I'm very easy to work with, very accommodating. So, yeah, that's it. Longer video than I expected, but hey, you probably won't hear from me for another 3, 4, 5 days. So, there you go. All right. Have a good one.